So I did a video about Cardi B being at Kamala Harris's rally and how, it just seemed like it was just ignorance and it was an embarrassment for her to get up there and do that. And the question everybody asks is why are these Democrats? I know you have a lot of celebrities that promote each candidate. You're going to have that rich people, poor people, regardless or whatever. But why is it that the Democrat Party are pushing these Megan Thee Stallions who admitted to lying about a relationship um, that probably could have swayed people's public opinion of a guy and could have swayed the opinion of the courtroom, but hey, it is what it is. When I say Cardi B, Offset, or the Offset or Takeoff, one of them son guns, um, Megan Thee Stallion, Eminem. You're just trying to put out all these celebrities, hip hop celebrities. And I told you, it's because Black Americans are some of the probably most entertained group of people in this country. And Black Americans disproportionately, disproportionately are in poverty or close to poverty or below the poverty line compared to our supposed population in this country. And they're going to capitalize on it. I know you don't like to hear it, but I get my facts from studying, reading, and research, not from news outlets only, and not from TikTokers and Instagram people and entertainers like Carter B, who don't know anything about how the country runs, not even thinking about it. But I read books on tax laws, and I read books on the homelessness and the and the apartments and like how much these rents are and mortgage and house notes are and food and prices and government projects and programs and things like that. I read about stuff like that. I study things like that to get an understanding of how this country runs and how these politicians think and these people who have a lot of money think. When you don't do that, you don't understand. And then, so what happens is most of your comments, most of the words that come out of your mouth are based on opinion or based on emotion. And emotion gets you nowhere. So, anyway, I want to do this video like that. When I saw this video, made me want to make a video about it. And it's saying that poor people don't vote. So let's watch this little video and then we'll get into it.
Resources are important. We want candidates who are able to support the things that are important to.
Not going to say too much about the young lady there. I like I told you, like I said in the Carter B video, that a lot of times, a lot of single mothers out here, like 1 in 4 Black single mothers, have been evicted in their lifetime, which means it's them and their children. When you look at the poverty rate, it's not really surprising that, let's say, if 20%, let's say, I mean, just get throwing a number out there. Let's say if it's 20% of people between the ages of 19 and 26 or 19 and 30 are in poverty, but then you look at people for their kids up to the age of 17, it's like 30%. Well, that's because a lot of these mothers, have multiple children. But again, the whole thing of these parents being evicted, it plays a toll or living in poverty. It's easy for us to say, hey, you don't have money, you got these programs, use these programs to come up, to get a leg up, to send your kids to daycare and school free, to go to school for free, have your rent, free, your medical, insurance, food, all that stuff paid for by the government. Use that in those 2 years in order to get a degree or in order to learn a trade so you can make money, make a decent living, so you can get out of poverty, move into a nice neighborhood, have a neighborhood that you respect and take pride in. And if everybody does that, it cut down on the crime, it cut down on the poverty. But it's easier said than done because a lot most not it starts here. It starts in your brain. And if you're brought up to think a certain way or to live a certain way, it's hard to think any other way. I remember a lady told me, a girl told me one day that she wasn't going to be a mother like her mother was. She's going to be better. And I thought, oh, that sounds good. But then I'm like, how are you going to do that if you don't have an example of what a good mom is? All you know is what you know. In order for you to know what a good mom is, you can see a good example from afar. But until you get up close and personal with that person on like a daily basis, watching, taking notes, taking heed, taking advice, taking criticism, and trying to build yourself and grow, it's going to be nearly impossible for you to become the parent that you claim that you want to be and go from the parent that you claim that you don't want to be. You understand what I'm saying? So if you have a mentality of poverty, mentality of this is all we ever going to have, we'll never have more than this, unless you can get out there, unless someone can, I mean, there are programs out there. There are people that you can talk to, unless you get out there and take advantage of those programs or those professionals that can help you change your mindset, you'll always be like, like this. Not saying it's her situation. I don't know this young lady. I'm just saying in general. But what I'm looking at is people say, okay, big woman, you can see her back, had this wig, whatever, feed her son, the boy old enough to feed himself. But I mean, what I see is a health concern. I'm a nurse, so what I see is diabetes. I see obesity. I see organ failure. I see heart problems, high blood pressure. Let's see, overweight, which is going to take a toll on the heart, create high blood pressure, which could, in the end, start having organs to fail, especially your heart, organs failing. Well, diabetes, which was going to also cause organ failure. It's going to also cause, circulation issues. And by the time this boy is your age, you're going to be in somebody's dialysis chair or in somebody's hospital trying to figure out how not to get your toes amputated. That's what I see, a health issue.
So can't say this too many times of just how valuable your vote is. You count.
We provide anything baby. We want them to actually be the best version of themselves to raise healthy babies. I have some of my moms that are in hotels and they have 8 kids, but they are forced to send their kids to school and the kids are hungry. They don't want to vote because they realize or they think it's not going to matter. And as you just raised, we are 22, 25% poverty rate. So they don't care and they won't vote because they don't think it's going to make a difference.
And so when you have a candidate out here pushing reproductive rights, my body, my choice, what do you say to the women who already have children to where, hey, a baby deletion ain't the number one thing? Um, my thing is, what about the children that I have now? How can those children be taken care of? How can I get me and my children out of the poverty rate, out of this poverty and into a better system? What do I need to do? Well, voting, Kamala Harris seems like she's not thinking about us. She's not pushing, hey, what I'm going to do is I see we're closing down all these schools in the hood, in black neighborhoods, and bringing migrants in so that we can house them. And when you look at the school system, the majority of these schools I know down here in the South, I don't know about where you live at, but down here in Texas, most of these schools, the majority of the population of these schools, these kids are Hispanic. Very few black and even fewer white people. Make you want to know where are all the white kids at? I've asked that question in many videos. Maybe somebody can tell me. I think they're in private school or they homeschooling. Them people know something that we don't know. We got to start paying attention. That's why I say study. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention outside of your little neighborhood. Look at what the world is doing. That's the only way you're gonna come up. Understand AI, chat GTP, automation. All that stuff is coming. Your jobs are being taken by robots because you want $20 an hour to flip burgers and fries. Okay, we'll pay you. We'll pay one of y'all that, but we're gonna get robots in, and eventually the robots are going to take those jobs. So what jobs are we gonna need in McDonald's? We're gonna need somebody who knows how to go. We already got Roombas and like a mop vacuum. So what we need is somebody who can wash windows. No. Need somebody who got engineering degrees to know how to create the software, tweak the software in these kiosks and these robots. And when they go down, somebody who know how to come in and fix it. You know what I'm saying? We need somebody who can stop, work in the warehouse area, taking stuff in. But other than that, we don't need a whole bunch of people doing menial jobs no more, unless it's hands on. So unless you're gonna find a career or a trade or a degree that robots can't do, only thing you're gonna be doing is working in nursing homes, wiping poop for the rest of your life.
And as you saw today in one of our meetings that we had here today at Mother's Nest, we had a speaker that talked the importance, and I myself tell them the importance of getting out and vote. And by the show of hands and participation, they don't want to do it because
Look at who bottle is that? Hold on. Please tell me she got another child. I don't want her to have another child because she's a single mother. I hate if she have another child. But whose bottle is this? But you're saying, well, that can't be his because he drinking this non-healthy Capri Sun. So like I say, hopefully she got another baby because that boy too old drinking the bottle. But again, her being a single mother, I hate to see that for her too. So where's the dad at?
they feel left out. They feel like
Oh,
nobody cares.
yeah, she got a baby. So I said, okay, I see the baby wipes in a diaper. So she got a baby sitting somewhere,
I'm
probably next to her.
left out because somebody has to see that the crime rate may be okay, but the rate of their income is not okay. When
You know, another thing I saw in that book called Evicted, dealing with the Milwaukee families, that, like I said, a lot of these women, a lot of these people who they get evicted, move around. You don't establish neighborhoods, and when you don't establish neighborhoods, people really don't, set roots in the neighborhood, so they really don't care, and that also causes the crime rate to go up. But if you got stable neighborhoods with people that put roots down, and everybody there has been there for generations or decades, your crime rate is most likely lower because everybody know each other and everybody respect everybody. Every now and then you got a fool who's gonna try to do something to their own people. But for the most part, crime rate is down. Not saying it eliminate all crime, but the crime rate is down.
everything is so expensive and their education level is another thing, but their income level just can't keep up with the cost of inflation. And they're wondering why the politicians, the elected officials, not paying attention to that. I feel that all the moms here are in survival mode, meaning if you're going to help, then help. If not, get out of my way. And they're going to find a way, find out what their needs are, and then you need to tell them how you're going to address it. And then once you tell them that, then you can get them to the polls.
Exactly. And that's true. I mean, that's the thing about, and that's the thing what politics is supposed to be about. Not about celebrities, not about bring your booty to the polls, souls to the polls, not about, what I'm saying, bigoted, not bigoted, preachers that, you know, say one thing and live another. They're supposed to be men of other cloth, but yet you promoting baby deletion and things of that nature, saying the lesser of two evils. But if you read the scriptures, you're not supposed to be supporting no evil. But I digress on that. People want to know, what are you going to do for me? Which is why I always say, vote for the politician whose policies best align with your life. So if all you worried about is baby deletion, that means you just plan on screwing any and everybody every day. And if you I mean, I can understand hookers, blade runners out there talking about baby deletion because they out there, giving it up for $40 every, what I'm saying, every hour on the hour. Okay, that might be what they might, what I'm saying, that might be very important for them. So they might both come out about for that. But for us average everyday people who work every day, pay taxes, who want to have families, baby deletion, reproductive rights, that bullcorn is not top on our list. We want to know about taxes. We want to know about inflation. We want to know about how can more of our dollars come stay in the house and not go out paying for stuff, as to where we have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet, or 2 or 3 jobs to pay off things because the interest rates are so high. Talk about that. Tell us what you're going to do about that. How you're going to, do something about this migrant crisis, which is throwing off the supply and demand chain, which is causing a lot of these prices to go up. Tell us what you're going to do about that. Not about reproductive rights. That should not be the number one topic for the majority of Americans. Okay, so now I want to go to this article I saw. Give me a few minutes on this. This is from PBS.org, and it reads: Some poor people in Georgia say they have no reason to vote, a decision that could sway elections. This is making Georgia, like from the video you just saw. Sabrina Friday, from what you just saw, scanned the room at Mother's Nest, an organization in Macon that provides baby supplies, training, food, and housing to mothers in need. I wonder what type of training they do. Because again, if you ain't doing anything about AI, engineering, chat GTP, blockchain, you ain't doing training about that, man, you wasting people's time. You just taking taxpayers' money and federal money and just wasting it. And she asked, how many plan to vote? Of the 30, mostly women, 6 raised their hand. Friday, the group's executive director says she tries to stress civic duty, an often difficult proposition given the circumstances of her clients. Also, local voting is the most important. Study your politicians to figure out who you're going to vote for. That is including the sheriff. That's including the judges, because a lot of y'all go in front of them judges on child support cases, or got a ticket. A lot of y'all get tickets, don't want to pay them, stuff like that. Y'all need judges that's going to be kind of lenient towards you to help you out, help you get up out of this situation, so you can get back on your feet and try to live a productive life. It says when a mom is in a hotel room and there's 6 or 7 people in 2 beds and her kids are hungry and she just lost a car, she doesn't want to hear too much about elections. Friday says she wants to hear, how can you help? And why these moms in hotel rooms? They in these cheap extended stays, $49. What is this, like $100 a week, $200 a week, something like that, $150 a week. And the extended stays, hotel rooms, motel rooms, and that's all they can get. And it's expensive for them, but that's all they could use. That's all they can buy because credit jacked up. They've been evicted. They got bad history financially, and no one will give them another chance. So they end up staying in these type of places. Macon is the largest city in Bibb County, where the majority of residents are Black, and 1 in 4 of its population lives in poverty. When Joe Biden became president 4 years ago, he promised to tackle the pernicious gap in racial equity, and in few places is the stubbornness of that challenge as politically significant in this state that could swing the presidential election. Located about 80 miles south of Atlanta, Bibb County is the kind of place where Vice President Kamala Harris would need to run up her margin in order to defeat Trump in this year's election, a strategy that helped Biden win the state 4 years ago as he promised to lift up Black Americans. See, so now, but he didn't lift every voice. He didn't lift up Black Americans. Now your second in command is trying to run for president, and you got poor people who said, well, hey, if you was in office these last 4 years and nothing was done, why would I believe, and you was part of every vote that the president was a part of, why would I believe that you're going to help us now? It won't be easy. Bibb County never recovered all the jobs lost during the pandemic, and Labor Department data shows it had more jobs in 2019 under Trump than it does now. Trump, the former president, sees himself as having an opportunity with Black voters, particularly men, but he and Harris have one thing in common. Each will have a difficult time persuading people to turn out who typically sit out elections. More than 47,000 people in Bibb County were eligible to vote in 2020 and didn't, a figure roughly 4 times Biden's margin of victory across the entire state. Eligible voters are defined as legal residents who are 18 or older, according to census figures. So what happened is people won't vote for Kamala Harris because she's part of the Biden regime, but they're not going to vote for Trump because they don't like him because they feel he's white and racist, not understanding Joe Biden was white and racist too. Even Kamala Harris said it so herself when she tried to run for president the first time. The Biden-Harris administration can claim to have addressed 3 of the 4 crises it pledged to fix. The pandemic largely receded 3 years ago. The economy has improved, and there is a genuine commitment of several hundreds of billions of federal dollars to tackle climate change. But racial inequality, as measured by the Federal Reserve, has worsened. At Mother's Nest, Linda Solomon, 58, said she and her daughter aren't voting because nothing changes. No matter who sits in the White House, why are you going to vote and ain't nobody doing nothing? I mean, you can't knock them for thinking like that. While Harris has excited Black voters in and around Atlanta, it's with its wealthier and better educated electorate. See, though, like I said, those who got the money, pay taxes in a tax bracket where they don't want, the tax when they income goes up and the tax bracket change, we feel that. Oh, we're gonna see what the politicians are saying, and we're gonna go vote to make sure we keep money in our pocket. It's a Democrats won the county by a 2-1 margin in 2020, and Republicans are increasingly confident they can erode Democrats' historic advantage of winning roughly 90% of all Black votes. Dang, dang. Janiyah Thomas, Black media director for the Trump campaign, said in an email exchange that Black voters in rural America hold the key to America's future, and President Trump is the only candidate who has proven he can deliver real results. Thomas said Black unemployment hit historic lows during Trump's first term, although it ultimately hit a record low of 4.8 in April 2023 under Biden. That's cool, but how much were they paying? I'm not really tripping on who got jobs. Everybody got jobs. Everybody needs jobs. Matter of fact, if everybody's working, you have less crime also. But how much are you paying? Because 2023 may have more jobs, but prices have went up a lot since 2019. So it doesn't really matter. But the Black unemployment rate is now 5.6, more than 2 percentage points higher than the unemployment rate for white workers and higher than the rate for Asian and Hispanic workers. Thomas said get out the vote efforts are focused on low propensity voters, adding that they are using traditional canvassing methods as well as TikTok and outside groups. She estimated the efforts will reach 15 million doors across the battlegrounds. The Harris campaign is relying on having staff on the ground. It has 6 people in its making office and has been canvassing across the region, including lower income and rural areas. Excuse me. The campaign believes lower income voters receive most of their news and information on mobile devices and can be reached by its $200 million digital ad push. If you got a digital device, you can get a vote, you can get an ID. While campaigning, Harris has focused on the middle class because you can Google how to get an ID. While campaigning, Harris has focused on the middle class and she has offered plans for small businesses and home buyers. In places like Macon, that could prove a difficult sale. The clients at Mother's Nest are not business owners or home buyers anytime soon. And even Harris's plan to take on grocery chains for price gouging doesn't resonate with a population living in food desert. That's what I'm saying. You're not getting to the people. Black woman, you're not talking to the black people. The outlook of those patrons falls in line with other black registered voters. They have an overwhelmingly positive view of Harris, but only about half of them believe the outcome of this presidential election will have a great deal or quite a bit of impact on them personally, according to a recent poll from the AP NORC Center for Public Affairs Research. But the more non-urban parts of Georgia are only part of the electoral puzzle. It's a dramatically different story in Atlanta and its vote-rich suburbs where enthusiasm runs high for both Harris and Trump, although often divided by race, and we know all about that. A viewing part of the presidential debate drew scores of well-to-do residents to Buckhead Art and Company in an affluent uptown neighborhood. Many other dozens of attendees, including the owner and the hostess, Karima McFarlane, were part of the Howard University's graduate network. So you know who she's going for. The party had a panel discussion that urged attendees to focus their efforts on getting young black men to vote. The first thing every guest encountered was a voter registration table complete with information on Georgia's system and various deadlines. Let me see how far this goes. Oh my God, this is a long article. Let me see. I'm not gonna read too much of that. Let's see. Poor voters are hidden figures in the election. Even with 2020's record number of ballots cast, more than 75 million people eligible to vote did not cast ballots, according to a study by the Center for Inclusive Democracy and at the University of Southern California. AP Vote Cast, a survey of both voters and non-voters, showed that non-voters in 2020 tend to be poor, younger, less educated, unmarried, and minorities. Poor, younger, less educated, unmarried, and minorities. Those are the people who are the most entertained, pay more money, spend more money on entertainment than any other group. Frivolously spend money and don't have it. We listen to the radio, listen to ratchet music all day, love Carter B, love Megan Stallion, love Lotto, love Dirty Red, listen to all that mess. Let go to concerts, let her go on cruises, all that mess. And they say, hey, we know what them people like. They like entertainment. That's who we're going to bring out at our rallies. A lot of entertainment in order to cheer them on and to make them believe. They don't know what they want to tell you. Tell them what they want. They want to vote for me because of reproductive rights. Because I know you love to have babies or love to have sexual relations, which can create babies. So I'm going to need y'all to vote for me. So when y'all mess up and get about to have these children out of wedlock, we can go ahead and help you delete them. Because it's your body, your choice. But it was your body, your choice when you sat there and laid up with that dude. And you knew what could happen. So let's see where I'm at. Data collected by, I'll say, also found that among the votes, 50% reported having a household income of under $25,000. Man, I couldn't imagine that nowadays. Maybe back in the day when I first started out at 18, but at 47, nah, player. In the previous year, $25,000 in the previous year compared with roughly 3 in 10 non-voters. Put those characteristics against a population of 27 million adults who live below poverty, according to the census, and the figures suggest that people on the lower rungs of the economic ladder probably make up a significant subset of all non-voters. So basically what this, like I said, the article is saying, like the video said, most of your people that don't vote don't make no money. So that's why the Democrats are going after y'all with entertainers. You just got to understand how the world works, man. You can't let it hurt your feelings. Can't get mad or upset at what I'm saying. Those are just the facts. Whether you like it or not, like Trump said, whether you like it or not, those are the facts. So you got to live with it. You got to either roll with it or find a way to roll around it. But it is what it is. What it say? A majority of Bibb County's 150,000 plus residents are minorities and over 60% are unmarried. 4 in 10 are younger than 30. and nearly half have a high school education or less. The poverty rate is above 25%, more than double the state and national averages. So they're not voting. So that's why they be pushing hard for them to vote. Because most people already know who they're gonna vote for. There's really no question. It's not really undecided. It's just those who don't vote. You want them to vote. They don't feel like it's worth anything. But if I would vote, I'll vote. They say if I would vote, I would vote Democrat. So shoot, we need to go out there and get them. And that's how they thinking. Let's see. Tanisha Haslam, 36, listened intently in an interview. She said she remembered voting. She believed during one of Barack Obama's elections, but voting has not been a priority in her horrible life. She lost a car she had earlier this year, and she and her sons spent a night in a hotel. She's not registered to vote now, but even if she wanted to, it's unclear that she could because of a felony conviction on her record from 2016 for attacking an ex-boyfriend. Her top priority is getting a job, hopefully in customer service, she said. Customer service. You see what I'm saying? People don't have high hopes and high expectations of themselves. Why do you think they're going to vote for you? You got to give people a reason to do something, and you got to show something tangible in order for them to go out there and a stomp for you. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I live. And that's the way everybody should be. But you got somebody who got a felony and say they want a job in customer service. Customer service ain't paying no money, but that's all she know. Let's see. Children that come to school hungry, they don't have food, they don't have sufficient clothing. Carter's message to people using the food pantries and Mother's Nest: our vote counts right here. We need to start small in our town, our place, and get some people in place right here that can affect change before we can get to voting for president. That's a good thing. That's a great way to end it. That is true. Always got to vote local. Like, how are my local politicians gonna help me? If they can't help me, we got to get them out there, because no matter how much money you're making, whether it's a little or a lot, you're still paying taxes. You still Your vote still counts. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's have an intelligent conversation, like you know how we do around here. I want to thank y'all for watching, but don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you nothing but maybe, man, allergies are killing me. Before cost you nothing but maybe a couple of minutes out your day, but it means everything to us here. If you would like to support monetarily, you can always get super thanks, super chats, or go to the description box. There are links there that you can click on where you can support. Don't forget to go to marlonmorale.com. That's marlonmorale.com. That link is down there too. You can get 10% off all of our luxury items, not at retail luxury price. And you will not be disappointed. We got silks, we got beard kits, we got purses, handbags, perfumes, hey, everything, all kind of accessories. You would not be disappointed. Or you can click on the description box below or look at our shop below. Get the products there. In the shop, we got a sale on our mini beard kit, the sandalwood beard kit. They got beard balm, beard oil, beard wash. Normally $25, but click on to the shop below. You'll see it at a significant reduced price. Sandalwood oil is clinically proven to help stimulate hair follicle growth. So if you got a little patchy beard and you're trying to fill in, get thicker, or you're trying to grow a thick beard, why not have the best product and some of the best oils out there? And again, that's Marlon Morale mini beard kit. Or you can get our regular beard kit that has the mini beard kits. It has a brush, a comb, shears, comes with a derma roller and a nice toiletry bag that you can hang in your hotels when you out, when you're out on your cruises or you're out on your vacations. You can get that also. But hey, whatever you do, just go to the shop, check us out, support us there. With that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.